As we can see here, the flat line of long-term lending to the United Kingdom, but the skyrocketing of pensions within the United Kingdom lending abroad. And what this does is it causes down pressure on the British pound because pensions, hedge funds lend abroad for long-term, get long-term debt, but this is a net outflow and puts down pressure on the British pound. And what happens now is that basically you have two downward pressures on the British pound. We have the current account, which is constant, it's a trade deficit, and also we have the portfolio investment now putting a drain on the financial account, which has increased the reliance of other investment to finance it. Otherwise, the currency tanks. And why has there also been a huge deterioration in foreign direct investment in the United Kingdom, which is now causing a net drain on the British pound? Well, it's because foreigners or foreign parent companies abroad have decided to sell off, one, their British debt. As we can see, it's actually swung negative. So they stopped lending to their subsidiaries in the United Kingdom and actually drawing down their debt. And they stopped reinvesting their earnings. As you can see here, it's plummeting. What this means is they're choosing to get paid out in dividends rather than reinvest earnings for future growth. Basically, they see no long-term growth within the United Kingdom. So because parent companies see no long-term growth within subsidiaries within the United Kingdom, they're choosing to stop lending and actually sell down their loans to UK subsidiaries and also take out payments and dividends rather than reinvest earnings for long-term growth. What happens is these earnings and debt are now sold off on the foreign exchange market and put more downward pressure on the British pound. And what happens here is now you need even more other investment coming in to offset this, to offset these three flows out, and also offset the current account or the trade deficit. So now I want to look at every quarter since 2020 where other investment has swung negative, i.e. this other investment reliance has swung back this way, and see what happened to the foreign exchange rate. Did the British pound collapse in these quarters? Or what happened? So in Q2 of 2020, during the height of COVID, we saw £293 billion leave in a flash, but we didn't see any impact on the foreign exchange rate. Even though the current account barely changed, what actually happened was, we can see that £321 billion was sold off abroad. Basically, their savings abroad were sold off to basically fund the financial account. So we can see that here, that when the financial flows reverse for currency deposits, these savings abroad will basically use to finance the financial account, or these, right? Now, if we look at the next two quarters where 53 billion and 232 billion pounds was sold off, we can see that the current account is actually in a surplus because of COVID. COVID shut down international shipping, which meant the reliance on exports or the reliance on imports that the United Kingdom had actually flipped, and they actually became an exporting nation briefly in these quarters.